Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live stream with Mint Markets. Welcome back to another week, another Monday, another opportunity, basically. And today, let's start right. Let me first mute my phone. And let me first mute my computer. And let's then start with the economic calendar. We have no news drivers today, and basically no relevant news drivers on Tuesday. So the first interesting news driver is core CPI on Wednesday. We opened today with a premium. So let me show you. This shaded area here is our opening range gap. So where we closed Friday and opened today, here we have a huge premium gap. This is our midpoint here. Midnight price at 12 o'clock midnight today, New York time. 8:30 opening price, pre-market opening price. And you can see that we are in a premium market. The area here in red is our first presentation, first fair value gap after 9:30. And the area here, the shaded area here, is our daily old fair value gap. We have one fair value gap we had here, we're already above it. And here we have a second one here delineated, including the gap here. And before we start, let me remind you that all being said and shown here in this live stream is my personal opinion. I'm not a trader or investment advisor. Please do not risk real money on anything I say or do here. If I take a trade, it's in a demo account. And we are ready to start, I guess. Let me check real quick if we are in fact live. Looks good so far. And let me welcome you through the chat. So far, so good. And here, this red line here, this is a 4-minute bearish order block. You can see this up close candle here. The red line here is the mean trash, is the closing price, the start of the wick of the bearish order block. So that's the red line. And we can see it's also coupled with the midpoint of the daily fair value gap shaded here. So looks like we are trading into it, or we have already traded into it just now. Here we have reached it. Here we have an inversion fair value gap. We had a fair value gap going lower here. And here we have an inversion fair value gap. Since we traded through, came back into it, respected the midpoint, and went higher. Up front, what I'm looking for today, I'm not really interested in longs right away, because we are in a premium. We are above the opening prices at midnight and 8:30, and we had a huge premium wick. So what I'm looking is a retracement to the midpoint of this opening range gap, or maybe the upper quarter. So let's measure that one. Let's measure that. So 50%, so the first upper quarter is 5,450. So let's say 5,451. So I'm looking for that. Let's mark that. And let's mark that. Let's mark that orange. So upper quarter, midpoint here. And what I would be interesting to see, we have also liquidity here, 5-minute high here, also 15-minute high here. So once we took out this high here, we traded to the midpoint and to the 4-hour bearish order block. I'd be looking if we can see lower prices or maybe get a trade set up for a short here. So I'm looking for shorts there to trade to 5,451 maybe, or 5,438, the midpoint of the gap. So I'm basically looking for short trade setups in this very session, but I have not, the setup has not formed or was not created yet. And if you are watching, let me know through the chat. If you want to have any questions or if you want to get in touch, let me know. Happy to answer. And again, I think we have a couple of potential turning points here. Let me see if we have a weekly level as well. I don't see any weekly levels so far. Oh yeah, we do. So value gap here, midpoint. So I think we could see some kind of retracement here. It might stay very strong, but who knows? I'm not willing to buy into that premium here. And let me just real quick get a glass of water. I'll be back in a second. Thanks for your patience. Just got myself a glass of water. Hey Abdul, welcome back. Glad to see you again. New week, new opportunities. I hope you're well. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. And if you have just dropped in, what I'm looking for this session or what I'm interested is for shorts. We had a premium opening range gap. We are in a premium relative to opening price and opening range gap. And I'm not really interested what is the bias for today. As I said already, my intraday bias for today is, so it's basically not the daily bias, but what my trade bias is a short. Doesn't mean that we are seeing only a down close day today, but I'm looking for a retracement trade into uh, the opening range gap, this shaded area here, and first target would be the upper quarter, so 5451, and more down target would be 5438.75. I want to see if we get some kind of resistance here in at this area. Again, the red line here is our 4 hour 4 hour order block. We have the mean threshold of our daily fair value gap here, and I'm looking if I'm expecting some resistance here. Also, we have a 15-minute wick here, a liquidity here, 5-minute old high. So we have basically, what's the high here? High here is 5471.5, and the high so far 5471.25. So we just fell short. But what I want to see is that we take out this liquidity here, and then I'd be waiting for a 1-minute market structure shift, and I would look for a retracement trade here. We had a run up here, second stage of distribution. So if that's our potential market maker buy model here, so here we have the original run here at 8:30. So if I'm expecting basically a market maker sell model back down to this first quarter, this should be our second stage of distribution. So we had another run, took out liquidity again. I would like to see some kind of turning point here and some displacement, market structure shift on a 1-minute, and then I'd be interested. Now we took out, yes, now we took out the 5-minute liquidity here. So now we took out this high here from Friday 11 o'clock. And what I want to see now is a market structure shift, some kind of confirmation that some displacement lower, some confirmation that we're going lower. And then I would view this as a market maker sell model. And I would enter a short here, targeting the upper quarter of the opening range gap, and maybe even the initial consolidation. And I would probably take profits. I would take profits at 50% of this level here. So if I outline this, let's say this is the high of the price swing, then I would target this low minimum. So that would be my low hanging target. And I would see if we can get even to the low and complete this market maker, this potential market maker sell model, which has not formed yet. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, true. If you want to trade, then the weekends are boring. I agree. Uh, same for me, but sometimes it's good to just to relax, to get a clear mind, a fresh mind for the next trading week. So I think 7 days a week trading would not be ideal. So I'm happy actually about the weekend and the possibility to calm down a little bit. Shoot, I think it's gonna go without us, then the short. Um, yeah, it can go higher, but again, I'm not interested in buying. We are too much of a premium. I mean, look at the daily candle. If you look at the daily candle, we had from the open, we had a huge move up already. So it's almost, um, it's about 50% of the last Friday's down close candle. So we are way too much in a premium. So I will not long it here, or I will not long it today. Here our potential downside target. We have taken out liquidity here. We have also taken out liquidity here, the 15-minute liquidity here. And if we don't get a short setup, it's all good. It's just what I want to see. Let's see if the market does what I want. And if not, we just have no trade. And it's all good. So now we are almost at the premium end of the daily fair value gap. And we have taken out the high here. We are inside the 4-hour bearish order block. We have an old daily low here. So the green line is an old daily low. So that's here. That's 5490 is the old daily low here. And that could be an area of interest as well if we continue going higher. And so far we have a nice premium, but there is no particular short setup yet. Let's see if we want to go and close in the daily gap completely. That's okay. So we might want to close this daily gap in completely, and then so up till you think it's going to go higher and higher low. All right. Yeah, it might do that. It might do that. It might just continue going higher and higher. And that's okay. We don't need to stress about it. If it goes higher, it goes higher, and it goes higher without me. Might be a little bit stubborn with my bias here, but that's okay. I don't, let me see, what is a potential upside target? Okay, potential upside target, of course, is Friday's high. Also, this 5490 level would be a potential, this old daily low would be a potential upside target here. Then we have a new week opening gap here, the two blue lines. We have a fair value gap here inside Friday's trading. So yeah, it could go higher and higher. It will take out the buy side of the Friday daily high. I'm not sure about that. Market structure shift is powerful, but it's just too far away to wait. I think that's the challenge. Yeah, the challenge is always to wait if the setup is not there. That's called patience, my friend. No, I'm fine. I mean, it might go higher, but again, um, we have also, I mean, look at this. This is beautiful. Relatively equal highs here below the first quarter level here, relatively equal highs, lows here. We have not taken out, we haven't had any retracement so far. What is it respecting? It's respecting the 1 minute bullish fair value gap right now at constant encroachment. Yeah, it might does that. That's okay. It's that one you mean probably? It's just annoying. Well, yeah. We have Monday and Tuesday without news drivers, so today is not the most exciting trading day of the week. So try not to have too much FOMO today. There will be enough opportunities coming this week. Let's see if we can see and find some. But there's no need to start feeling FOMO right now. Up till there will be much more coming. And today is probably not the best trading day and the best most volatile trading day. But I can totally feel you. I know how it feels and I know how annoying it is. You experienced me last week being annoyed about missing trades. I know how that feels. And again, if we go higher, the upside targets are 5,490. Obviously, the high of this daily fair value gap here. It's actually inversion fair value gap. Daily inversion fair value gap. And we have also this new week opening gap here. And of course, the old Friday's high here. And we are, if we measure the fib here, if we measure the fib here, we are now around 60% retracement level. Optimal trade entry would be a little bit higher, or is starting basically here now. But I'm not interested to go short until I see some displacement lower and with a fair value gap and basically a market structure shift. So let's see if we get that. That here is a 1 minute market structure shift, my friends. That is it so far. We have a 1 minute market structure shift and some displacement. And we are back to the midpoint of this daily inversion fair value gap. Let me see, also fair value gap. Immediate rebalance so far. Volume imbalance, fair value gap. So that are the PD arrays if it wants to go higher. Let's see. Actually, what I'm more focused on is actually this one here now. Potential inversion fair value gap here. Let's see how many. Let's see how many handles that is for going higher. Might get a trade. Might get a trade set up here. Let's see. Let's take on 3 contracts today. We touched the inversion fair value gap here. And I will short here now. My stop will be here. So we took out, I will take one contract off here, bank some profit because we took out the low here. So, yeah, come on, go away. So we banked some partial profit here. And I will put the stop. Yeah, I will leave the stop here. Let's make it a little bit more generous. I will put a limit order. So my take profit, my final take profit will be here. Let's be a little bit more conservative today. My final take profit will be here. And I will take another partial here, below this low here. And let's see what we get here. If this is our silver bullet, and I will take a sell limit. I will put in a sell limit. I want to put the sell limit in at 54554. Let's do 5460. Let's do let's do 5460 for a buy a limit order to cover our short. And I will manage the trade from here. Here we have our fair value gap entry. We have also an inversion fair value gap here, market structure shift on a 1 minute. And we have some liquidity here down below. And so far we already banked 10 handles, which is nice. We have the first presentation fair value gap here. We traded just into that now. And actually I want to put my stop a little bit lower. I want to put it above this swing high here. I think we should not come back above here. And let me check if that's a good idea. It's a little bit aggressive. The stop movement is a little bit aggressive in my opinion. But yeah, it's okay. I will leave it there. I will leave it there, and I think my trade is now profitable anyway. So since the partial, nothing can happen anymore. So we can just win, win, win. Or we can get stopped out prematurely because the stop is too aggressive. But we have a lot of back and forth here, a lot of balanced price range, so it's not ideal in my opinion if we come back and take the stop here. So it's better if it just takes out the liquidity here, in my opinion. And we are at the first presentation fair value gap here. So let's see if we can get a retracement here. We are back in this inversion fair value gap here. I want to see it trade through this inversion fair value gap here and through this first presentation. And the trade is, in my opinion, set up perfectly. So we just need to manage that. Maybe the stop is a little bit too aggressive. We will see about that. But I think I should not get stopped out if this trade unfolds as I'm expecting it, let's say like this. I think it would not be ideal if it takes my stop out. We should go lower here, break through this inversion fair value gap here, break and close below this this first presentation here. And we will manage the trade from here. I want to see it close below this red area here, trade through and close below it, and this become an inversion level. That would be ideal. We traded through it, and now I want to see this become resistance to the downside. I want to see this low being attacked here. Here is the premium high of this opening range gap here. But I think since we have the price range outlined here now, where is 50%? 50% is here actually already. Oh my gosh. We had already 50% retracement. That's not so good. Maybe I should take one off. I will take one off. I will take one off here. And let's just skip the buy limit here. I want to close it. Yes. Let's just skip the buy limit here. That's the first target. But yeah, maybe that was closed a little bit too early now. Was not ideal probably. However, banked something here. Was probably too early. Was a little bit too early because I thought, okay, we got 50% of the range already, and I will just manage the trade by moving my moving my stop in profit once we take out this low, and I will hold for this end. Nice, delivered here. So I will move my stop to here. I will not take the partial here. One partial, the one partial was taking a little bit too early, admittedly here. But I will, for the rest, I will hold for the completion of this market maker sell model, as I expected it relative equal lows here. And so far so good. Here is the first, here we have the first quarter of our opening range gap. So this range here we have the midpoint, here we have the first quarter. So that is a level of influence, and here. And so far the trade has, or the trade idea has unfolded perfectly. Even though I took out the partial a little bit too early in hindsight now. Not too happy with that, but he was already 50% and I didn't like the reaction here, but a little bit too emotional maybe. But I will hold for the rest and see what we can get here. We have another fair value gap here. We can observe that one. We can observe one and see if that will be respected. Midpoint is here. We can take out this inversion, take off this inversion fair value gap here. It's too busy, unfortunately. And we can see if this is another entry lower here. In my opinion, this could be one could add to the position here. One could add here one contract with the idea to trade lower. Stop is fine here. Should not take the stop here. I will leave it here. I will not add to the trade. Little bit unhappy with that I didn't just trusted the sell limit order here, but whatever. Next time. The trade is already profitable. Whatever happens, that's a winner. And that's a winning day. If I don't take anything today, that's a winning day. Nice. And so far we go lower from the entry here. We have already 15 handles in the S&P. That's very nice. We have taken out the low here. So far perfect price delivery. It respects this fair value gap here perfectly. And guys, at this point, if you're watching and you like what I'm doing, give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Click the subscribe thing, and that would be, I would really appreciate that, and I would be very happy if you do, and it would motivate me to keep going. It would do a lot for me. And the benefit for you is you're not missing, if you hit the subscribe button here, you're not missing any live streams or videos I'm doing. So let's blend in the executions real quick in the trade we are currently. Execution was obviously here, took one partial here below this low and at the 50% level basically. and we took out a low here below the 50% level here, and I'm actually moving my I will move my stop actually a little bit lower. I will move it to here, so we will lock in a little bit more profit here. And I have already taken 2 partials here, and whatever happens, this will be a profitable trade. And I think we have still the chance to see this market maker sell model being completed. So here we had the start of the initial run, consolidation, second stage of distribution, another run higher, market structure shift. Here we have the we have taken out 15-minute sell side liquidity, buy side liquidity, and nice, Abdul. Congrats. Profitable day today. Cheerio. Well done. I'm happy for you. You executed, you made money. The credit goes to you. And closed your position a bit earlier. But that's okay. You made money at the end of the day. Still in profit. Previous week was full of shit. I was a bit afraid. Yeah. Previous day I was also not happy with the previous week. You closed in profit. Perfect silver bullet for today. Yeah. Nice. I'm glad for you. And what I really want to see now, I want to see it respect this fair value gap and go lower. It could be also the end of the trade. And the reason why is we had sell side liquidity here. We're below 50% of this range, so it might be the end, but that's why I put my stop loss above here. So if it trades through this fair value gap here, if it disrespects the midpoint, if it disrespects the candle that made up the fair value gap, I'm out, and I still made some profits, but I give my trade the chance to breathe, and I give my trade the chance to go lower and take out the low end of this market maker sell model, and that's another 11 handles. Nice. So we just took out this sell side liquidity again, and we have already made almost 17 handles. Nice. And I will keep moving my stop lower. So my stop now goes even lower. I will manage the trade now. I will see if it stays heavy. We are it should drop quickly now. So if the trade is good, it should show some strength and energy, and it should drop quickly. And we should see speed going to the target. And if I'm wrong, I'm not far away of the low. So it's a really, really, really comfortable position, in my opinion, to be in this trade at the moment. Pretty comfortable. And if this is in fact a market, and if this is in fact, so first profitable trade, for a long time. After a long time, lol. Yeah, that's how it is. I'm happy for you. I'm really happy. You took the trade. You deserve the win. Your responsibility, your execution. So I'm happy for you. And yeah, just enjoy the day. Don't take another trade. Stay with the winner. The day today is hard enough. It's not a super high probability trading day. We made the best out of it. Yeah. Who knows if this will be another winning streak. I wish I wish for you it will be. I would be happy for you if you can make another winning streak. Who knows? And it should be really gain some strength and drop here and take out the low here. It should really see large down close candle here now. And I'm still confident it will do it. I think the chance the trade is still alive. It can go down there. We have relatively equal lows here. A lot of retail resistance here. So yeah, it can still do it. And I'm actually really happy with the trade so far, with the entry. I think it was really the best entry I'm comfortable with. So I'm really happy with the entry so far. I'm almost happy with the execution. I'm happy with the stop management. I'm happy with my target. Um, Whatever happens, I'm happy with the trade. $1,000 banked. Whatever happens. And if it turns around here, so be it. I think it should go at least to the first upper quarter of this opening range gap here. So 5.451. I think it should do that. Partials in your trade is going perfect. Thanks. Yeah, so far it's going good. I'm not happy with the first part. I'm not happy with the second partial. The first was okay. It was pretty aggressive. Pretty like conservative. Took it off right after it took out the first low. The second, I should have kept the limit order. I think that was a little bit too early. I got a little bit. I started to panic a little bit because I saw we have already reached the 50% retracement level, and we saw the reaction here at this first fair value gap. So I panicked a little bit. I took that off too early. I could have left my limit order here, and I would have got a little bit more out of it. But so far, I'm really happy with the trade. I'm happy about the losing streak because I lost 30% whole winning streak profit, and that didn't damage me. Nice, yeah. That shows that's great, Abdul. That shows that you have a solid money management, and if you just lost 30% of your wins, that's amazing. That means you reduced risk and you have a good risk to reward management, and it shows that even a losing streak doesn't really do anything to you. And at some point your wins will hopefully increase, and your losses will hopefully be less and less. 17 handles so far. Nice. It's a little bit choppy here. I think it should really like lose some ground here. It should not come back up here. It should really start losing some ground here. It should be quickly now. We are in the lower portion of the market maker sell model. We should see speed here. And so far it looks good. So far it looks good. We have here the upper quarter of the opening range gap here, the yellow line. And we should reach that, I think. And I think we should also take out these equal lows, if you ask me personally. And shall I move the stop a little bit lower? Probably, yeah. I think I can move the stop. I will bank a little bit more profit after we took out these lows here. Should stay heavy. Should stay heavy. Should stay heavy. Let's see. Let's see. We are still in a premium a little bit. Here we have the 830 opening price, so here, so we're still above it, so we're still in a little bit of a premium here. We have taken out this low here now. We have another low here and another low here. Let's see if we have the strength. Perfect execution doesn't thanks, appreciated. Yeah, it was a pretty solid trade, let's say it like this. I'm not as good as ICT so far, but unfortunately, not making 100,000 bucks in one day. And I'm not that precise, but I'm happy with the execution. Nothing wrong with that. The one partial was not perfect. The partial which I regret a little bit in hindsight now was this one here. Yeah, this one here was I should have waited for the limit order here. That's something to improve on. The entry was fine. First partial was perfectly fine as well. And we will write that thing out now. And I will keep moving. I will keep trail the stop lower once we make bearish order blocks. Once we make lower lows, I will keep on moving the stop lower. And if it retraces and takes me out, that's perfectly fine. Who cares? But of course, I would like to see. So we have taken out low here. So let's time to move the stop a little bit lower again. And we will manage that thing. Here we have another low here, and it's also the upper quarter of the opening range gap. So that's also something I think we could likely see. Does it stop me out? No. Actually, I think it's a little bit, my stop is a little bit too aggressive. All right. That's okay. So stopped out on a winning position. That was the trade, my friends. That was it so far. I will still stay with you and see and observe if it can take our target. I'm still looking for this low here. I think that would be nice if it can take the low out here. Maybe my stop was a little bit too aggressive. We will see. You have a nice mom, Abdul. She makes you food, she makes you juice. How lucky. How lucky you are. I'm living on my own. I have to do all this all this stuff myself. All right. So Let's keep on the executions for now. And let's check. We started at 103,600,000 and we're at 104.8. So nice win here, 1,100 approximately. I was drinking Coke and she snatched it from me. No, you got a girlfriend, right? Yeah, I have a girlfriend. Yeah, maybe sometimes she makes me apple juice as well. I am very lucky with my girlfriend as well. She's amazing. And so it's good. We took our partial here and we just entered the 1050 macro and we got a retracement. So perfect exit so far. I'm happy that I moved my stop down there because it would have stopped me out higher and that's not ideal. Let's still see if we can go lower. What's interesting is that we failed here to reach the first quarter, but we might do that later. Maybe it takes another attempt to go lower. Thanks for your blessing, Abdul. I appreciate it. I really do. May he bless you as well, of course. And let's see if we can go lower. I think we could still go lower. It's just a return to the fair value gap here. So far the midpoint is still respected and we are in the full hour macro. We could go lower from here still. But it's okay. It's okay that I'm out. We can observe and paper trade this one here. So what we're looking at is 5447 being hit. I'm curious. And guys, if you are watching, I would highly appreciate it if you leave the video a thumbs up. And if you like what I'm doing, these daily live streams with analysis and trade examples, live trades, and you haven't done so, subscribe to my channel, would really appreciate that. And that would help you to not miss further streams and videos I'm doing, and would help me to grow the channel and would be a little bit of a reward for me for doing this daily live streams and putting the time in. I mean, honestly, I don't care. I decided I'm doing it till the end of the year at least. And even if no one is watching, even if no one would be willing to watch, it's still a good practice for me. And for me, I'm gaining a lot of experience, so I will do it anyways, even if no one watches for now. See you tomorrow, Abdul. Take care. Enjoy your victory. Don't take another trade. Wait for tomorrow, ideally. And glad to see you. All the best. looks like here we had the limit exit here, yeah. So far we actually have a 1 minute market structure shift. We had a market structure shift. We have a fair value gap here as well. 1 minute fair value gap here. Let me take off the middle line here. Let me take that off. It's a little bit annoying. And it could be a potential turning point here as well. So it's not the worst exit. Was for sure not the worst exit here. I'm really curious if we can reach the upper quarter. I think we should do it. But on the other hand, we are in the full hour macro and we have a market structure shift. High, low, high, lower low, trade through it, fair value gap here, and trade higher. So far it trades higher. So far it respects this 1 minute fair value gap here, delineated here. So far we couldn't even make it to the midpoint. That's good. That's good for bears. That is what we want to see if we are short still. Let's see. Let's see if this fair value gap continues offering resistance, or at some point if it can make it through. I think we should need to find some lower prices here. We need to see some, it needs to break through here. It needs to close lower. It needs to validate this bearish order block. It needs to show some speed and weakness here in order to still fulfill this potential market maker sell model, in my opinion. This could have been a stop run, that's fine, and then still go lower, and we would still have our opening range gaps targets lower here with the first quarter, the pre-market open and the midpoint. And so far it looks actually good. So maybe I was a little bit too aggressive with my stop here. I trailed it down a little bit too aggressive. So far it looks like it's still possible. Nice. And there we go. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. That's personally what I wanted to see in this session. I wanted to see this yellow line here as outlined before, 55451, which is, I will show it to you what I measured here. It's the upper quarter of this opening range gap here. So 50% here. 50% here is the midpoint. And we got that as a target, and we took out the liquidity here as well. We have a fair value gap here, and now I'm internally satisfied. So my ego is calmed down. I wanted to see this, and let's see if we can complete this market maker sell model completely. I think this is also still possible. Here was the initial consolidation, and we have this very nice equal lows here. So let me use this line now. So we have relatively equal lows here, and that's why this low was for me a target. I wanted to see yeah, a little bit too aggressive with the stop here. Should not have traded, but a nice paper trading result here at least. So terminus for me, final target delivered. That's perfect price delivery in my opinion. Really, really nice. We can recap the trade real quick again. We had midpoint, we had a old bearish order block here, buy side liquidity here, 15-minute, midpoint of this daily inversion fair value gap. We traded into a premium here. We had a market structure shift on the 2-minute here, on the 1-minute as well, market structure shift. We traded through it, had a inversion fair value gap here built in. We traded into that fair value gap here, inversion fair value gap here, market structure shift here, traded lower, confirmed the market maker sell model here, and then we took partials, or we moved the stop and took partials here below this low, and then I trailed the stop down. After taking every low we took out here, I trailed the stop down. It came back a little bit here, retraced into this old fair value gap here, took some stops out, and took out me as well, unfortunately, but at the end we made it to the upper quarter of the opening range gap, and we completed the market maker sell model. Oops. Really nice sell model consolidation, second stage of distribution, turning point here, lower redistribution, and the last I forgot how ICT calls it now. Here the last consolidation basically before we take out the initial consolidation, and we took out some trailed sell stops here, including me. We took out me as well, and then traded into the fair value gap and completed the market maker sell model. Really nice. I'm very happy with the price delivery today. Not perfectly managed the trade, but who cares if you made money at the end of the day. I think that will be it. All I was looking for is completed. There's nothing I'm interested in at the very moment. Obviously, if I see something, I will probably post it here on the channel, or if I take any trade, I will record it and post it here. But for me, I think today that's it. I will be back tomorrow, live streaming again from 10 to 11, Silver Bullet hour. If you like this kind of analysis and live streams, be so kind and give the video a thumbs up. Would really appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Help me to grow the channel a little bit, and that would be a good motivation to continue these live streams. And thanks for watching. I will be back tomorrow. I wish you guys all the best wherever you are, and I see you tomorrow. Bye bye.